This is Valley News Live at 6.
I'm done with Minnesota. I'm not dealing with it. It's almost like they are an abusive parent. I'm not doing anything wrong and they're still coming after me.
An East Grand Forks restaurant owner is throwing in the towel tonight, saying he's had enough with the state of Minnesota's antics and ever-changing COVID restrictions, saying he's now looking to move his business to the North Dakota side.
Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley spoke with the owner of Joe's Diner today, who says he feels Minnesota officials want to see business owners fail.
Fortunate reality for Joe's Diner the last 5 weeks.
I have employees who need to work and I have bills to pay, and it just doesn't work when they're trying to close me down.
Despite being served this cease and desist on December 26th, threatening lawsuits and license suspension, Bushaw says when the Department of Health and the Attorney General's office realized he had already complied with their request to stop dine-in services, everything was dropped.
I can't just always be stepping on eggshells and waiting for them to make their next move.
Bushaw opened back up on January 12th after Governor Walz eased back restrictions. But now a new letter has been served to the diner's front door.
That said, your license has been revoked for 60 days and a $10,000 fine.
The letter was dated and signed January 16th, but Bushaw says he wasn't served the documents until the 21st.
So I was supposedly running for 5 days with no license, but I didn't know about it.
Defeated, Bushaw says this is the last straw. Now looking to lease a building across the river, a move both Grand Forks Mayor Brandon Buczynski and the Grand Forks County Health Department have given the thumbs up.
And I asked them, am I even able to get a license? My license was taken here. They said, yep, we'd love to have you.
Saying he's excited to finally be valued and appreciated again soon. In East Grand Forks, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Bushaw says he's already received multiple leasing possibilities for the diner's new home, and he tells Valley News Live once he secures a building on the North Dakota side, the transition will be immediate.
The weather roller coaster that we've been on this week seems to have ground to a halt on the low end of the ride. Let's find out from Nathan Hoffer about our Friday night conditions. Nathan?
Yeah, Andrea, temperatures today were above average for this time of year, which is the good news. Made it to 20 in Fargo, made it to 22 in Grand Forks, even with the clouds and some snow showers we saw today. Coldest air this afternoon would have been in Badette and Waskish, both at 14 degrees for that high temperature. But look for our friends in Jamestown, warmed all the way to 26 degrees as that peak temperature today. Satellite and radar still shows those clouds with us, and we do still have some snow showers in the northern valley at this hour. We'll zoom in here to the Grand Forks area, and we'll see there are some light snow showers moving into the metro through the Larimore area toward Mayville, eventually moving toward the Crookston area as well, right down Highway 2. So could be seeing a light dusting snowfall in this area with those light snow showers moving through, especially along Highway 2. So keep that in mind. Main counter, a few slippery spots here or there in the Grand Forks area and elsewhere in the northern valley as those snow showers persist. But really anywhere we see these clouds tonight, we could see some flurries under them for the rest of this evening. Current temperatures, well, we're still close to where we were this afternoon thanks to a bit of a south wind and those clouds hanging on. Still 20 in Fargo, still 21 in Grand Forks, 25 at this hour in Jamestown, so definitely mild out there at this hour. Now, Mike, Andrea, I am tracking some snowfall for our Saturday, so coming up in a couple minutes, we'll talk about when, how much, and who could see the most of that snowfall for the first half of the weekend.
All right, Nathan, thank you.
Frustration still lingers over the coronavirus vaccine, many wondering why it's taking so long and if President Joe Biden's pledge to have 100 million people vaccinated in 100 days is setting the bar too low. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard is live in the studio now for a reaction from local health departments. Callie?
Bloomberg, the country is already vaccinating 912,000 people a day. Health departments on both sides of the river say there's not a clear answer as to how many COVID-19 doses they can give out in 30 or more days. Kathy McKay with Clay County Public Health says a little over 1,000 people have been vaccinated since January 5th, not including those in long-term care facilities. She says the numbers would be much bigger with more vaccine rather than the 100 to sometimes 300 doses at a time. Fargo Cass Public Health says as of January 18th, the number of vaccinations is more than 4,200 over 13 clinics. That's averaging about 323 doses per clinic.
In Clay County, we have the capacity to do a lot more vaccine than what we're receiving. We're receiving just small amounts each week.
When we get the vaccine, our goal is to really get them administered as quickly as possible. And so what we have, our goal is really we receive them 1 week and we're administering in that same week.
Public Health has set up a hotline for more COVID-19 vaccine information. You can call 218-299-7204. FargoCast Public Health has more information on its website. Just download our VNL News app and get the link by clicking on the story. Mike.
Kelly Hubbard reporting live in the studio. Thanks.
The CDC has updated its guidance about when a person should get the coronavirus vaccine's second dose. The recommended time between doses is 21 days for Pfizer-BioNTech's vaccine and 28 days for Moderna's vaccine. However, the CDC now says that while the second dose should be administered as close to the recommended time as possible, it can be scheduled up to 6 weeks later if necessary. Also, the agency says it is only under exceptional situations where a person can get the second dose that comes from a different vaccine.
Drug overdoses are on the rise in Fargo, up over 300% compared to last year. Within the first few weeks of 2021, Fargo police have responded to 9 overdoses, and they say that 2 of those were fatal.
Those are just calls that we got sent out to. I mean, there's a lot of people that overdose, and by virtue of Narcan or family members or friends, they're being revived, and the police would never know about that.
Officer Christensen from the police department says most overdose cases involve mixtures of fentanyl, heroin, and meth, adding that some of the current cases have ties to California. Police also say that more often than not, the ones supplying the deadly drugs in the metro are not local.
A scam is being reported in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Someone is trying to cash checks that appear to come from the Cass County Jail, and it looks like the checks that are given to people when they are released. The check also has Sheriff Jesse Johner's signature on it. If someone tries to cash this kind of check, the business should call the Cass County Jail first to make sure it is real.
There's another scam to tell you about. This one involves a pastor. Residents in Becker and Kitson counties say that they've gotten text messages from someone posing as Pastor Galen Norden of the Lancaster Covenant Church, asking for help in purchasing gift cards for needy people. Then they're being told to call. Pastor Norden informed the Kitson County Sheriff's Office he hasn't sent that kind of message to anyone. If you have questions, call law enforcement. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we visit a regional health center that is seeing COVID patients that have to return for additional help.
And for your Friday evening plans, clouds hang around. Could see a few flurries here or there as well, but temperatures falling through the teens at the midnight hour tonight. South winds around 5 miles per hour in Fargo. Then at Grand Forks, a little bit cooler with a few snow showers in the near term. Single digits expected by the midnight hour tonight, but we'll talk about that weekend snow chance next.